Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to juggle. So first of all, why should we juggle? So the biggest reasons why I really believe in learning to juggle are for the benefits that it gives our mindset. It's very, very common to want to stop when you drop the ball, okay? Because when we drop that ball, we perceive it as failure. And sadly, in our society, we are taught that we shouldn't fail and that failure is bad. But with juggling, it's really, really clear. With each failure, we're getting closer to success. We're learning from our mistakes. It teaches us that what we perceive as a lack of ability is just a matter of not enough discipline to carry on and do the work. I remember when I first started trying to juggle, it took me a long time. It took me a frustratingly long time to really start stringing it together well. But when I did get it, all of a sudden it opened up my mind. It literally made me think of what else can I do that I've been telling myself that I can't do. And it's such a small physical skill that has it can have such a big positive effect that it's almost silly. But this is why I really, really believe in learning to juggle. The longer it takes you, then the bigger benefit it's going to have towards that mindset. The other great thing about juggling is going through that process of learning is actually similar to the process of learning a new language for the brain. So with each part of the new skill of juggling, okay, there's a couple of different steps that I'm going to run through. It's like it's creating a new neural pathway, okay, for the brain. So we're actually making our brain younger by learning. And apart from those great things, it's also really good for hand-eye coordination. Okay, so you might pick this up in 5 minutes. I've seen people pick it up in, and it might take you 9 months of consistent practice. Whatever you do, the most important principle with learning a skill is frequency. So it's not about practicing for half an hour one day per week. It's actually about practicing more like a few minutes every single day, okay, to try and ingrain those neural pathways. So that's why we juggle. And the first thing that we need to do is simply start with one ball. So all we're going to do is just throw one ball from side to side. And by the way, you don't need to use a juggling ball. You can use limes, lemons, bouncy balls, whatever you have. Juggling balls are just nice because they hit the ground and you don't need to go running after them. So start with one ball. All we want is hand to hand. Around about eye height. You want to get it to the point where you're not having to go searching for it too much. Okay? So you want it just landing nicely out in front of you, round about eye height. If you throw it too short, you're not going to have time to introduce that second ball and then that third ball and then hopefully that fourth ball. So once you've nailed that step, okay, we want to get about 20 in a row. Nice, comfortable throws. If you can't get to 20, then keep on going. Keep on restarting the process until you do. The next step is the step that a lot of people get pulled up on. So what we want to do here is we have one ball in each hand. You can see I've got a red and a striped one. I'm going to throw my dominant hand first, and then I'm going to let go of my second one. Okay, so it's just going to look like this. So this is my dominant hand. I'm going to throw this one, and then I'm going to let go of this one before I catch that first ball. So I'm throwing my right, and then getting rid of my left. We want this left ball, can't quite see from that angle, but we want that second throw to be landing just in front of my dominant foot. 1, 2. Okay, so there's a new neural pathway straight away when we are able to throw and just get rid of that second ball. What a lot of people will do is this, okay? But that is just swapping ball from side to side, and we're not actually going to have time then to introduce that third ball. So once you're confident letting go of that second ball, what we want to do is we want to start being able to catch it. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? 1, 2. We don't want to throw them at the same time. We want to wait till after. 1, 2. Once again, that's going to give us time to catch. So like any sort of step through video, okay, it looks easy because I've done it for a long time. It might take you, a fair while just to get that pattern down. Okay, so don't worry about moving on until you're really confident with that and can get about 20 in a row. Next step, second last step we'll call it, on the 3-ball juggling, is we want to introduce a third ball now. Okay, this is the fun part. So we're getting a second ball in the dominant hand. So I'm going to be throwing my red ball from my right hand first, throwing this one, and then before I catch this one, I want to be getting rid of the one in the back of my hand. Okay, as this shows. 1, 2, 3. Okay, at first you might not even be catching that second ball, so it might look like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just like the process that we used when we were doing 2 balls. 1, 2, 3. So once again, another new neural pathway is formed when we're letting go of that third ball. Once you're confident with that, then we're trying to catch it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, back to your first hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, once you can do that for about 20 reps unbroken, okay, that neural pathway is most likely fairly formed, and we can start trying to get that ball back over to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Before I catch this one, I'm going to let go of the one in the back of that hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly the same sequencing that I'm using. I'm just practicing letting go of it. Once I've got that letting go of it, then I'm going to try and catch it. Okay, so that would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, once you've got that 4 down, 2, 3, 4, it's quite likely, because we're able to go from hand to hand, that just with a little bit of practice, you've now got that pathway to keep it going. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, dropped it. 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay? Main tips to do is just to keep going back a step. So if you're struggling to catch the ball with 3 balls, go back to 2 balls. Okay, if you're struggling to get the 4 loops down, then just go back to 1, 2, 3. You always want to be spending the majority of your time practicing the skill level that you're getting the most success at. Okay, and then just a little bit of time going above and beyond what you can do. So guys, that's a really simple short breakdown on how to get to 3-ball juggling. Okay, there's plenty of things that we can do once you've got the 3 balls down, which is exactly the same sort of thing, just ingraining new pathways. And then, you can even go to 4 balls. And so on from there. So guys, hopefully that makes sense as to why I really believe in juggling and the benefits that it's going to have for you. I really, really encourage you to try it. It is actually really, really fun, and it's a great thing to do. If you haven't learnt a new skill in a long time, it's a really easy thing to do in terms of its simplicity, that you don't need, many tools or anything like that. It's just a matter of working with those hands and that brain. So guys, have a go. In terms of the sort of goals that we have, we've got 5 loops around as the first goal, and then 30 seconds straight as the next goal, and then we're moving on to 4 balls. But guys, have fun with it and let me know how you go.